I have an item that I want to talk about as we had just approved our reports from the Michigan Municipal League Capital Conference, which Councilman Myron Frazier and I attended. The Michigan Municipal League, for those of you who aren't aware, is an organization of city council members and mayors from across the state that advocates for us on state policies in Lansing. And one of the speakers at the conference a month ago was Lieutenant Governor Brian Calley, who spoke about the personal property tax repeal. And since this is going to be on our August ballot, I thought it was important to share some information with Southfield residents. When Governor Snyder took office in 2011, one of the first things he asked Lieutenant Governor Calley to do was repeal the personal property tax. Now, based on its name, it sounds like a good thing, but it really isn't. It's not your personal property. It's not my personal property tax that's being repealed. It's the tax that businesses pay on heavy equipment and machinery in their offices. So the name personal property tax is a bit misleading. This tax is administered by cities. It's collected by cities, and it's actually the tax that city council can choose to abate during tax abatements. So the state has no role or authority with this tax, and it's actually helped us to bring jobs and businesses to the city of Southfield. So I think it's kind of ridiculous that the state repealed it when nobody even really asked for it to be repealed. Now, the repeal doesn't make a huge dent in certain communities that are mostly bedroom communities. But in Southfield, 2/3 of our tax base is business, so either commercial or industrial. So our late city administrator, Jim Charette, calculated that this would be a $9 million annual hit to our budget. We would lose $9 million every single year. And I know Mr. Fracassi has talked about this and pointed this out, that the residents who pay taxes in this city, they expect fire and police to show up when an emergency happens, and they expect for the roads to be plowed. But here, the governor's administration was putting a $9 million hole in our city budget and giving a tax break to businesses, but they would still expect the same fire and police services and snow plowing as the hardworking tax-paying residents of our city. So it wasn't right. So last year, Jim Charette, Mayor Lawrence, and myself, as chairman of the council's legislative committee, we went to Lansing to meet with Lieutenant Governor Calley and really explain the impact on local communities about this repeal. There's a total disconnect between this legislation, the policies of this governor's office, and the impact that it has on our local communities. So based from that meeting and some of the work of the Michigan Municipal League, there was a compromise that on the August 2014 ballot, we will be voting to replace that lost funding to local cities, including the city of Southfield. I want to be clear on what we're voting on. It's not a tax increase. Instead, it is paid for by eliminating special corporate tax loopholes and by establishing a police and fire tax that is only paid for by the businesses that receive the personal property tax reduction. So what does this mean? It means we need to vote yes on this ballot initiative on August 5th to keep the same services that we enjoy here in the city of Southfield. And the Michigan Municipal League has launched their campaign this month. You can go to strongandsafecommunities.com for more information on this ballot initiative. They will be sending me a resolution that we can pass to support this ballot initiative to get the funding back, and I'll be introducing that soon. But, being direct here, and this city council has kind of been very proactive about this and very upset about the disconnect between Lansing leaders and the needs of local communities. So supporting this ballot initiative is a way that we can fight the reckless cuts to local communities. So I wanted to make sure that we're aware of it, that we're on the ball, and that we get our residents in support of getting the funding from Lansing back that we've lost.